You from New Jersey?
So how about for, in that vein for you guys growing up and all, what was, where here, was so much of the, there's been such a spotlight put on, institutional racism, and all of that. White people are finally waking up a little bit more to what's been going on in the world that Patrice was talking about and, others have been talking about. But what were your guys' experiences with Black History Month growing up and, with your in school and all? Did you guys get a fair shake at learning about Black history growing up? Were you guys forced white European history exclusively?
Well, you want to
I've been forced white history all my life, my brother.
I mean, I don't doubt. Are you from? I'm taking it if you started stand up at 17, you're from the city though. From New York?
Yeah, from Brooklyn, New York. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
cool,
yeah.
cool. But so what was it like in Brooklyn though? Because I grew up in the white suburbs. For me, it's all white European history. It wasn't all good. Like they taught us that the Europeans were assholes, but it was very little Black history. How about growing up in Brooklyn? I would imagine you had to get a little bit more Black history than your average fucking citizen. No?
Yeah, I think the most Black history I learned was through hip hop. Probably, you know what I'm saying? Most of the people. Yeah, I mean, with public schools, they kind of just give you like the basic information and they move on. No, it's like, oh, it's Black History Month, and then, I mean, if you're lucky, maybe they'll play a movie like Glory, or they'll talk about.
Yeah. That's what they did for me. They played us Roots and fucking. Let's not talk about it much afterwards. All right, avoid eye contact with anybody on the way out of class, and let's try to.
Yeah.
I didn't
Dude,
take any.
schools are basically just teaching you to be a cog in the wheel, man.
Yeah.
That's about it. That's, they don't rock the boat. They're not going to, sometimes here and there, you might have like an eccentric teacher that goes, oh, let's talk about this and blah, blah, blah. But even then, it's still same old, shit, cog in the wheel.
And then that person gets fired for like leaving curriculum. How about you, Chris? Are you from Jersey or where did you grow up, brother?
Well, I think my experience is a little different. I grew up in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay, interesting.
So,
Chocolate City.
Yeah, Martin Luther King. My mom was like supposedly in the civil rights movement. Every Black person over the age of 70 in Atlanta says they were.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I believe him, definitely.
Yeah, so
unavoidable down there.
So I came up, with all types of books, Eyes on the Prize. I remember we was watching all type of. I feel like they really shoved it down my throat. Like I remember watching really, really graphic videos, seeing stuff with Emmett Till at a young age. So I was definitely exposed to Black history.
Interesting. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I'd say that, and that definitely makes sense that, in the South, really whatever region you're in, you should be kind of learning a little bit local stuff based on your local history. I always thought that should be a part of our public education system in school was just the history of New Jersey and like our local place where we're living at. We should know a little bit more about the history of the town, that our school, is located in. We should have a lesson about that every once in a while, but.
Yeah, I think New Jersey's got like Crispus Attucks Day, right? Crispus Attucks Day? The guy that died, the black guy that died in the Revolutionary War.
Did he die at the Boston Massacre or something? Wasn't that
Yeah. I think Jersey gave him a day.
He was the first guy to die too. He was the first one to get shot too. Ain't that fucked up?
he kicked off the Revolutionary War with. I mean, we talked a couple episodes on Martin Luther King Day. Actually, we did a lot about like civil rights places in New Jersey. There's a lot of like underground railroad stops. The Thomas Mundy House, the first African American to vote in America, is from Jersey, so there's like a lot of civil rights history and stuff that's going down.
First White Castle.
Yeah. But for today's episode, though, I had a couple of other, since we talked about some more civil rights places last time, I got a couple of some Black history heroes of New Jersey. All right, so I got a couple of trivia questions prepared. Now, neither one of you guys are from Jersey. So, no, so really, I guess, what's up?
I went to school in Jersey. I went to Rutgers University, so I know a little bit about Jersey.
Okay, I see. And you, Todd, you grew up across the river.
My money is now on Chris.
Yeah, I mean, it's not an official contest here, but how about this for a New Jersey-themed Black History trivia question? The first African American to win a Grammy. Okay, from a town in New Jersey. The town, a hint here, the town in New Jersey has a famous state theater named after him, where I personally saw George Carlin. But one of the big state theaters in New Jersey named after the first African-American to win a Grammy. He's a legend of big band and a real innovator of music in the early 1900s. Any ideas here?
Duke Ellington?
Duke Ellington, close. He worked with Duke Ellington, actually, but Count Basie.
Oh.
Count Basie from the Count Basie Theater, Count Basie Orchestra.
By
It
the
turns
way, I
out
love
he's
how
a black guy, not a vampire, but...
By the way, I love how it's a white guy quizzing black people on.
Yeah. I wouldn't know that either.
Around.
It would have been funny if I would have known the answer, and you guys
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah.
That would have been hilarious.
Listen,
I mean, at least I'm from Jersey, so I got that going for me. But in 1958, he became the first African-American to win a Grammy for the best jazz and the best pop album for Atomic Mr. Basie. But he was and he won Grammys all the way until 1984. But really, he's like from the early 1900s, like the 1920s, 1930s big band era. He's like one of the true innovators of music, but a long list of proud Black History music contributions to Jersey. We got Ice-T, Queen Latifah, Lauryn Hill, the guys from Naughty by Nature. So some good music coming out of New Jersey. All right. How about
also the Sugar Hill Gang, original rap, the Sugar Hill Gang.
Oh, nice. They didn't make the fucking Google. I thought they were from the Bronx. They didn't make the Google.
No. I went to high school with one of those guys.
Nice.
Where'd you go to high school, Rick?
I went to Hackensack High School.
Oh, okay.
That's why I don't know the answer to none of these goddamn questions.
Yeah, I mean, they don't teach you trivia in public schools, that's for sure.
By the way, who knew Rich was old enough to be part of history?
Yeah. I'm 57, bro.
He's part of the civil rights movement. Fuck. But how about a sports one? The oldest heavyweight in 1951, he became the oldest heavyweight champion at the time. Over his career, he lost to Joe Louis and Rocky Marciano, but known as one of the all-time great heavyweights.
Oh, I forgot his name.
Archie Griffin.
The nickname of Jersey is in the name. Any idea? Jersey
Joe Walcott?
Jersey Joe Walcott.
Walcott.
Exactly. One of the all-time great heavyweights. After his career, went on to a great career in politics. He was an elected sheriff in Camden, the first ever black sheriff of Camden, which has a great...
I saw that. That was in that movie. What was it called?
He was in Blazing Saddles.
That's it.
Yeah, I think he was in... as was Count Basie as well, actually. But he as well served as the chairman on the New Jersey State Athletic Commission for 10 years. A couple other boxers from Jersey, but Marvelous Marvin Hagler is a Jersey guy, as well as Shakur
The Hurricane.
Stevenson.
Let's not forget the Hurricane.
Yes, the Hurricane Carter from Patterson, as well as current featherweight champion and Olympic silver medalist Shakur Stevenson from Newark. So a lot of great boxers, proudly from Jersey.
Okay.
Yep. And how about this last one for the comics out there, the comics and entertainers? In January of '72, Time magazine called this man TV's first black superstar for his role as being the first black host of a successful mainstream variety show.
Flip Wilson.
Todd gets the answer. Boom.
Bam.
I was getting nervous. I was just like, yo, we got to get at least one of them.
Somebody's got to get one of them.
Yeah.
But he, Flip Wilson, won Emmys and Grammys, Golden Globes. Actually, he kind of came
I
to
remember
prominence.
Flip Wilson.
Yeah, he actually, I guess, Rich, kind of came to prominence when your boy Red Fox gave him a shout-out on The Tonight Show in 1965, said that he was the funniest comic in America, and then he became became, people became more aware of him. Actually, he has an amazing bit that's super relevant today, and kind of especially just getting us into what we were talking about public schooling and what they teach you in schools and whatnot. But from his 1967 album Cowboys and Colored People, there's the bit called Columbus, which is about, it's like really the first mainstream comedy bit about Christopher Columbus from an urban, perspective and whatnot, and definitely super, super relevant and interesting to listen to today. But yeah, so that's a good comic from Jersey as well. Tay Diggs, Zoe.
He also had the bit. He played Geraldine. He played a female character, Geraldine, I believe it was. Flip.
Okay,
that was
nice.
Another big hit of his.
Was that part of on his variety show, or?
I think that was one of his characters that propelled him into being really popular too.
Okay, nice.
I like how Rich brought up the fact that he had to start dressing like a woman right before.
Yeah, no, they've been doing that in comedy. I think in comedy, that's the same 5 things they've been doing for 1,000 years: fat guy, skinny guy, dress up like a girl, smart guy, dumb guy. Same shit, same shit.
Classic misdirection to get you looking one
Don't
way.
forget, he was the first African American cross-dresser.
Yeah.
Add it to the list.
I don't know if he was the first, but
I don't think first. That's
First
not
get paid.
first. Yeah. First to get paid, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, sending the groundwork for Wendy Williams all these years later, for RuPaul and Wendy Williams all these years later. But I guess on that note, those were all of my New Jersey-related Black history trivia questions. But definitely a proud Black history tradition in New Jersey for entertainment as well as civil rights. Lots of great, civil rights themed places in New Jersey, and hopefully in a couple months, hopefully by next year, me and Rich will be able to go on location to some of those places, and hopefully Chris and Todd will join us on the way.
You got Englewood, New Jersey, was basically where Motown started too.
Okay, nice. The original Motown in Englewood, the original Hollywood. Before
and
we got it all. And now, Chris, in Georgia, did they teach you anything about Jersey in Georgia? You didn't get any fucking Jersey. You didn't get any Jersey lessons in school in Atlanta.
It really wasn't on the radar. No disrespect, but
That's fair.
You gotta admit something, man. You know what's great about Jersey? No drama. You know what I'm saying? All these other places, drama. Jersey, it's just like we're just chilling. Sometimes you might have something with the Giants, or but like the whole pandemic, you guys were quiet. You guys had indoor stuff since the summer.
Yeah. Rich has been running that goddamn
and you guys
comedy
did-
show since fucking June. So yeah. But no,
Yeah,
you're
you
right.
guys
New
did
Jersey
this-
definitely we stay under the radar. We've got the densely populated state, all sorts of people. But I think there's an honesty in Jersey that kind of we joke around. There's that political incorrectness kind of thing, but it's definitely done with positivity, and there's a level of honesty that's out there, so people feel comfortable. At least that's my story. That's my story. And I'm sticking
Actually,
with it.
Jersey is and Jersey's pretty liberal too. I mean, I know they had Christie now, but I know Jersey's pretty liberal compared to the other states too.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting.
Jersey's
for sure.
kind of like the Michigan of the Northeast, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know how to take that. I mean, between
Yeah.
between the assholes storming the Capitol and Detroit, I don't know what fucking, but I guess
You guys are like Detroit. It's great. It's
Newark reminds me of Detroit. You know what I mean?
that I can
I
see.
can see that. Yeah.
I can see. But and Camden reminds me of Flint, but
Go back to Jersey, you moron!